Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of Looking Back with Luckenbach. I'm your host, Kendrick Luckenbach. And today I'll be alone in the studio on this beautiful Friday afternoon. So here's today's top news sports stories. Sunday, April 22nd, Meta World Peace hit James Harden in the face with an elbow during a Los Angeles Lakers-Oklahoma City Thunder game. Meta World Peace claimed it was a mistake and an accident, saying that he was excited after a big dunk when the Lakers were down by 17 points. Meta World Peace would be ejected from the game, and he would be punished later on in the week. The Lakers would go on to win the game in double overtime. Moving on to Monday, April 23rd, former Eagles and Broncos safety Brian Dawkins retires from the NFL after 16 seasons, and after ESPN Outside the Lines report, we discover that Saints GM Mickey Loomis is in more trouble than the Saints bounties. It was found that Mickey Loomis had planted eavesdropping devices in home opponents' locker rooms during the 2002 through 2004 seasons, and it has neither been confirmed nor denied by Mickey Loomis whether this actually took place. Moving on to Tuesday, April 24th, we get news from the NBA that Meta World Peace has been suspended for 7 games for his hit on James Harden. Meta World Peace missed the final game of the season, and he's also going to miss 6 more games during the playoffs. If the Lakers are eliminated before the 6 games during the playoffs, then the suspension will continue into next season. And Division II running back Marty Tenner from Lincoln University during a spring football game makes a huge play all over YouTube where he runs for 20 yards downfield, makes a front flip over a defender, and then continues for another 30 yards before being taken down before a touchdown. Now, for a spring football game, it's really amazing to see great effort put in, especially from a Division II school. And Wednesday, April 25th, there wasn't really much news besides for a couple of baseball games and a couple hockey games. Moving on to Thursday, April 26th, we have the NFL Draft. Andrew Luck was drafted first overall. Robert Griffin III was drafted second by the Washington Redskins. The Cleveland Browns trade multiple picks to the Minnesota Vikings to grab their third overall pick and draft running back Trent Richardson. The Jacksonville Jaguars, Dallas Cowboys, and Philadelphia Eagles all trade up in the draft. The Jacksonville Jaguars drafted Justin Blackmon, wide receiver. Cowboys drafted cornerback Morris Claiborne, and the Eagles drafted defensive tackle Fletcher Cox. QB Ryan Tannehill was drafted by the Dolphins. And the Chargers draft defensive end Melvin Ingram. Melvin Ingram's a huge pickup for the Chargers since they were drafting at 18th, and he was still there. It was almost a gift. Ingram was probably supposed to go 9 or 10. The Chargers were talking about making a trade with the Buffalo Bills up to 10, but they didn't, and they waited, and they luckily got Ingram. And then the Browns made the headline of the draft, drafting quarterback Brandon Weeden at number 22. Brandon Weeden is a 26-year-old quarterback, older than Ben Roethlisberger and Eli Manning for a college quarterback. And it's really, really mysterious and weird that the Browns would draft him, especially when they have Colt McCoy. We'll talk about that more later. And then the NFL also announced that they're talking about getting rid of the Pro Bowl after last year's Pro Bowl, where players said that they didn't care and the Pro Bowl didn't really matter to them and they didn't want to put any effort into it. Then today, April 27th, we find that the Browns are shopping quarterback Colt McCoy to trade him after the draft of Brandon Weeden. They say that this trade was brought more on by Colt McCoy's dad rather than Colt McCoy himself. And tonight we'll have rounds 2 and 3 of the NFL draft. Right now, as of filming, the St. Louis Rams are on the clock and they're making their pick right now. And this weekend, here's what to look for. NFL draft rounds 4 through 7 will be this Saturday. If you want to check that out, monitor your favorite teams, see the new players they'll be bringing in. And the big headline for this weekend is the NBA playoffs are finally starting. We have huge games starting Saturday, April 28th. All times for these games are Pacific. The Chicago Bulls and Philadelphia 76ers are playing at 10 a.m. Miami Heat and New York Knicks are playing 12:30 p.m. Orlando Magic and Indiana Pacers are playing 4 p.m. And the Oklahoma City Thunder and Dallas Mavericks are playing at 6:30 p.m. And to finish off the NBA Sunday weekend, we have, starting off, the San Antonio Spurs are playing the Utah Jazz at 10 a.m. The Denver Nuggets are playing the LA Lakers at 12:30 p.m. The Boston Celtics and Atlanta Hawks will be playing at 4 p.m. And the LA Clippers are playing the Memphis Grizzlies at 6:30 p.m. Remember, all these times are Pacific. Enjoy your sports weekend. There will be probably a couple hockey games, some baseball games, and look forward to that. We'll see you next week for sports. Gaming is coming up in a minute after a quick commercial break.
And now it's time for a question with Parker. Parker, question is, should the Red Sox fire Bobby Valentine?
Nah.
Welcome back. Now here's your top news from the week for gaming. Sunday, April 22nd, top story is that Treyarch announces that the next Call of Duty will be announced May 1st during the NBA playoffs. Unfortunately, we found out about it later in the week, which I'll talk about later. Monday, April 23rd, a new trailer comes out for a Batman Arkham City Game of the Year edition, and also for a new DLC pack. This Game of the Year edition is going to come with every downloadable content pack, which includes the Catwoman DLC, the Robin DLC, the Nightwing DLC, and the Batman costume packs and alternate challenge maps. Now, this new DLC is not challenge maps. It's a story mode. The story mode is basically going to be an epilogue to Batman Arkham City where, spoiler alert, Joker died. Joker died, and basically what you're going to play is the fallout from that, with Harley Quinn taking over Arkham City, and you play as Batman and brand new playable character in story mode Robin as you try to take back Arkham City from Harley Quinn. Tuesday, April 24th, the Call of Duty website launches for the next Call of Duty game. We still don't know the title yet, but we do know that they're teasing a brand new kill streak. This kill streak is a mobile flying unit with 4 rotors attached to the top, and you'll be able to use those rotors in some way. It's not really known how, but it will also come with machine guns and missiles in it. Very interesting that they're teasing that for the first bit of news from the next Call of Duty. Wednesday, April 25th, the Madden 13 votes are in. Your cover athlete is Calvin Johnson, wide receiver from the Detroit Lions. He'll have the Madden curse. The defense is keying in on Johnson. It's going to be very difficult for the Lions to have their offensive guy not only cursed, but also a number 1 target for every defense that is playing the Lions. Matt Stafford, quarterback, is really going to have to figure out who his other receiving options are when Johnson is keyed on. Also, news from Madden 13 is that they have a new presentation team of Phil Simms and Jim Nantz of CBS. EA Sports is basically making Madden to be a CBS sports game rather than ditching the NBC commentary that we've had for the past couple of years. They've also given development over to a team that worked on NCAA 13, and they're going to have the same exact development that NCAA 13 has, which includes new pass drops, new wide receiver animations, new defensive back looks. So we'll see how that works. As of right now, I'm seeing NCAA Football 13 as a better football experience. Thursday, April 26th, as we get closer to E3, more rumors are coming out about possibly Star Wars Battlefront 3. We're finding out that a new development company has been working on Battlefront 3 for the last 5 years. We don't know if they canceled it or not, but other developers from that company are writing Battlefront 3 on their resumes. So it's possible it's going to have an E3 unveiling. And Bethesda announces that Skyrim DLC will be announced next week. A couple of good hackers have discovered that through patch notes that Skyrim PC has, they found out that the DLC could include crossbows, vampire feeding, the resurrection of the Snow Elves race, and a new follower. Like Konami is announcing that April 30th there will be a huge reveal for the Metal Gear Rising game. This is the follow-up to Metal Gear Solid 4, which will be on Xbox 360 and PS3. And shockingly, Nintendo announces that they will not have pricing or release date for the Wii U at E3. This is really doubtful. I don't know why they would say this. They're trying to shock us all. But if they don't announce pricing or the release date for the Wii U, that will be a serious problem for Nintendo. And Friday, April 27th, we find out about a Rayman Origins sequel. Sadly, it will be coming to Xbox 360 or PS3 or any other system. It's going to be on the Wii U. Basically, with the Wii U technology, you'll be able to play it on your tablet 4-player co-op, and the strangest thing they have is that you'll be able to scan action figures into your game to be backgrounds. It'll be interesting to see how far this scanning actually goes. And this weekend, you'll want to check out Walking Dead the video game, Episode 1, available on the Xbox Live Arcade for $5 or 400 Microsoft points. It's an excellent game. I'd admit you all to check it all out. Sadly, it's kind of a short game, since Episode 2 will be coming out soon. Thank you for joining me on Luckenbach with Luckenbach. This was your week in sports and gaming. Hopefully this technology gets a lot better. We'll be able to use this animation soon. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Like us and subscribe. Thank you very much. Follow SNG619 on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Gmail, and YouTube.